Hi there. I'm going to try to make some connections between your ecology book and the statistics you've been learning. So here we go. Look at these histograms. Histograms show us about the distribution of data. In this case, you can see histograms showing male and female individuals of varying age classes, or the other one, so then those histograms are kind of sideways, or the one on the right shows you the number of flies species versus the number of plant species eaten, and you can see that most of the species are eating a very few number of plants. Here you can see a bunch of t-tests. T-tests compare two values. All of these t-tests show nice error bars showing differences in interaction strengths or change in muscle settlement rates under different circumstances. The only thing that's missing are the statistics, right? So we're not seeing any like letters or stats that tell us the strength of the effect, the significance of the p-value, whether we could really reject our null hypothesis or not, but they are showing you what a data set you'd run using a t-test. Then there's this, which is kind of like a chi-square test. We have two different mesh sizes, and then we have pesticides present or not present, or we're looking at the number of frogs that are deformed. So you would use a chi-square test if you had data like these, but you would actually want real numbers of data of frogs, not the percent of frogs, right? All right, then look at all these ANOVAs. Oh my goodness. We're comparing means among more than two categorical variables. So you've got all these different categorical X variables, lizards absent, lizards introduced, lizards present naturally, control, solvent control, low pesticide, high pesticide, a bunch of different snail species, different experimental treatments, no fish, brown trout, galaxias, predators, food, minus predators, plus food and minus predators versus a control. Most of these figures, again, showing you error bars, but again, no lowercase letters, no statistical results. Interesting, right? And one figure, the very kind of bottom middle one, even doesn't even have error bars. So your figures would be better than those, right? Regression analyses, here we can see an example on the far left showing no slope, right? The slope of 0 versus a slope going down. Okay, and then the other figures show negative relationships or positive relationships with these scatter plots and lines. So these will all be regression analyses. Again, no statistics presented. They're trying to keep the figures simple. So you're looking at the patterns in the data. They don't want you to, like, I don't think there's an assumption that you know statistics going into reading this book, but now that you do know statistics, I'm sure this will all be much more interesting to you. How about two-way ANOVAs? Look at all these two-way ANOVAs. So we've got photosynthetic rate in different months with and without juncus. So you have month as an X variable, and you have juncus presence or absence as an X variable. And you can see the bottom figure there, B, showing a strong interaction. In the absence of juncus, the population growth rate of aphids on IVA declined, right? We've got pictures open, pictures closed, neighbors present, neighbors removed. We've got, again, two X variables. Then we have a figure at the bottom right with no error bars, but again, different types of turtle sizes, eggs versus small juveniles all the way up to adults. And then looking at their exponential growth rates and looking at increases in survivorship. So that one is a little bit, maybe not exactly a two-way ANOVA, but definitely kind of toward that approach. And then look at these, we've got some ANCOVA results, right? We're comparing the linear relationships between invaded and uninvaded territories, or between terrestrial ecosystems and aquatic ecosystems. We're looking at differences in the slope between those factors. So we've got a significant difference in slope probably for the invaded and uninvaded graph on the left, but the terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems are kind of declining really at the same slope. There's just a difference in the kind of the degree of the, there's a difference in overall consumption, those values are higher in aquatic ecosystems. But the relationship between consumption by heterotrophs and NPP is the same. That slope is the same. Okay, so these are both the ANCOVA analyses. All right, so anyway, that's what I wanted to show you, that a lot of these methods that you're learning in statistics are presented to you in the book. And now hopefully you'll look back at some of these figures and you'll see some stronger relationships. All right, good work.